सहना भवतु सहनौ भुनक्तु सह वीर्यं करवावहै तेजस्विनावधीतमस्तु मा विद्विषावहै। ओम शांति शांति शांति। Om, may He protect us both. May we both enjoy together. May we both exert together. May our studies become brilliant. We should not be disputatious and hate each other. Om, peace, peace, peace. Hari Om, everybody. Welcome back to the classes. So last class, if I remember properly, we were doing a talk on the perfect person. As in Bhagavad Gita it is said, Sitha Pragya. So basically the whole world is divided into two parts. Actually not two parts, we can make it around 90-10. 90% of the people exist, they are living on. The 10% of people live. Existence means a person is just on a reactive phase. They are just reacting to the world. So whatever news goes on in the world, accordingly their reactions take place. There is nothing original about it. There is nothing a goal setting about it. It's just going on, existing. This is the way the world deals with me, therefore I am like that. There is no goal, there is no purpose, higher purpose. It's just living, existing. And based on ignorance, it's literally, you can see a cross section of the society divided into these three parts. The first part, majority of them are ignorant. When we use the term ignorant, it is not derogatory. Therefore, in Sanskrit, the word used is avidya. Vidya is knowledge. Avidya means at present they don't have that knowledge. That's all. So it's not a derogatory term. It's like if somebody tells me to repair an equipment, a TV or a fridge or something, I don't have that knowledge at present, correct? So that means I am ignorant about it. It's not a derogatory term. Once I learn about it, I become knowledgeable about that particular way of living or way of repairing things. So first step is the ignorance, first part, where they don't know how to live a life. They have no idea. This is the way the father was, this is the way the mother was, this is the way the society was at that particular time. Therefore, I am like this. So, but if they are educated, that see, this is not the way you should live, because if you live like this, then every time you will be sitting and crying and getting agitated, always thinking and relating only to the past. You will not be thinking about how to live and what to look forward to in the future. It's so dark, it's bleak. So you educate them properly and more or less they understand, and then they at least try to change a little bit. Most of us, if not all, come into this category. The second category is a person who learns the knowledge. This is the way to live a life, this is the way to live, smile, be happy, but the person does not implement it, or should I put it, cannot implement it, because the past force is so much that the present intensity of change is not that much. So comparing to the present effort, the past force, which we call Vega in Sanskrit, is much more. Therefore, past wins, present loses. Therefore, I know what Vedanta is. I know what to study, how to study. But sir, it's difficult. It doesn't happen. For you people it's very easy. But for us, it's very difficult. So they don't even attempt. If they have attempted probably once or twice, and if they have failed, they give up. This is the second category. Quite a lot of people come into this category also. They have no idea about what success and failure is. One girl was skating beautifully on the ice rink, and she won a prize, and the interviewer asked her, how did you learn such beautiful skating? You are just 8 years old, 7 years old, and you are skating so beautifully. And the girl, the simplicity of the child, always I love the simplicity of any child for that matter. She just looked up and said, it's very easy, uncle. As soon as I fell down, I dusted myself and got up and practiced again. So failure is not one who fails. A failure is one who doesn't get up. The second category of people don't get up. They fail once, twice, somebody insulted, they failed, and after that they quit. So that's the second category. They know the knowledge, but they can't implement it, or they don't know how to go about it because of certain restrictions, burdens, failures. The third category is the dangerous category. This category is the people who are basically not interested in doing anything good in the society. They are happy where they are in their ignorance. Ignorance is bliss is their motto. They are happy where they are, and not only they are happy where they try to put others also down who are doing good by convincing them how beautiful is the wrong thing. So a person who doesn't consume alcohol, he is forced alcohol by saying that at least taste, so that you will know what is the difference between having alcohol and not having alcohol. What is the difference between having a smoke and not having a smoke. So every time they push a good person down the drain, they will explain to each and every one how there is no God, how corruption is rampant, how wrong things are prevailing in the society, and good things are just like a balm put on a wound, saying that don't worry, everything will be all right, but nothing will be all right. Bad people will always rule. So their conviction in the wrong is so much that they misinterpret everything, even the Shastras. First of all, we are doing the Bhagavad Gita, Tattva-Bodhah in this case. How long had this book been written? Thousands of years back. So we are still listening to people who were thinking thousands of years back. Technology has changed so much. It's time we threw these books away and brought new consciousness, new thing, which is good. Accepting the new is good, but throwing off the old because it is old is wrong. So if anything is dictated by reason and logic and it makes sense, if anything makes sense, then I will pick up a book even thousands of years back. If it doesn't make sense, then the book published yesterday also I will throw it, provided it permeates my reason and logic. So the third category is absolutely delirious, deluded category. They will prove to you and they will see the world ulta. I'll give you one example. In Ramayana, there were these three characters: Ravana, Kumbhakarna and Vibhishana. Everybody knows this, right? Ramayana. Ravana was represented as a Rajasic personality. Kumbhakarna was represented as a tamasic personality. We did Rajas, Tamas and Sattva before also. And Vibhishan was categorized as a sattvic personality. So when Ravana kidnapped Rama's wife Sita, Vibhishana was in the kingdom. Kumbhakarna as usual was sleeping, so you can't blame that guy. He's sleeping 24/7, he's sleeping. So Kumbhakarna was sleeping. Vibhishana told Ravana that, listen, why do you want to kidnap a lady and bring it into your apartment? Like, you are married. It's not that you are not married. You are married. You are the king, for God's sake, of Lanka. Such a brilliant kingdom. So in this kingdom, you have a wife called Mandodari. In fact, the characterization of Mandodari is so beautiful in the Ramayana that it is said that when Hanuman came to rescue Sita, he first decreased his size. You know, he can increase and decrease his size. So like a fly, he went around all the rooms of the palace of Ravana, each and every room, and he saw a lot of asuras and a lot of damsels and all. He just kept on passing until he came into a particular room, and there he saw this divine lady. And first thought Hanuman had was, perhaps this is Sita. The devotion of Hanuman towards Sita and Rama is well known. For such a person to look at a lady and say, maybe this is Sita, and the next instant he says, no, this cannot be Sita, because Sita cannot be wearing jewels and sitting in a particular room in the palace. She can't be in the palace. And then he goes out. But he is impressed with the character and the personality of that lady, and that lady is Mandodari. Such a wife you have. Now, why do you want to kidnap? Ravana does not listen. His ego and arrogance is at the highest level. He says, no, you are here in my palace, so you better learn what we are going to do. We are going to have a fight. Excuse me. We are going to have a fight, and you better be with us. Vibhishan said that I will never side with the wrong. Even though you are my brother, in fact you are like a father figure to me, but I will not side with you. And he flew away, literally flew away to the camp of Lord Rama. In fact, Rama was there, and the Asura, Vibhishan came with 2-3 other Asuras to join his camp. Lakshmana had a doubt that Vibhishana is trouble and he will, he is like a spy, but Rama understood Vibhishana perfectly. Now, such a sacrifice by giving up his brother, giving up his family, giving up his kingdom, his country, for the sake of something which is right, is the highest form of sacrifice. And the buddhi, which is not there for the third category of ignorance, as I was talking about, they have a quotation in Hindi called Ghar ka bhedi lanka dhaaye. A traitor in the house brings the city of Lanka down. So this is a view of an Asura who is living in that Lanka. That because Vibhishan left, no, therefore the idea is anybody who leaves a bad position to go into a good position, the focus has to be, you are living, therefore we will fail. You are a traitor. Alpa Buddhi, Bhagavad Gita says, small intellects. They will never understand it. So this last category is seeing everything ulta. Dronacharya was a teacher, and this teacher taught only the rich and the powerful. Literally, based on the bank balances. He taught only the rich and the powerful because he needed money. Money is never enough, as you know. He needed money so that he can sustain his family. His son did not have milk to drink, therefore he felt insulted, and he started teaching. He went to his friend Drupada, that's a big story, so you can go and go through it, and Drupada insulted him in the live parliament, saying that we were friends when we were children, we are not friends anymore, so I will not help you at all. And in anger, Drona said, I will come back and I will take your whole kingdom away from you. Then I will give half of the portion back to you so that we are equal, and then we can become friends. And in anger, as he was walking, that is the time he saw the Pandavas playing football, and this rest is history. He became the teacher. When a boy came to learn from him called Eklavya, he refused. He did not want anybody who is not of that rich status. He did not want either Eklavya, he did not want Karna as a student, because he was teaching only the princes. Now, such a person whose focus was only earning money, teaching the elite, and even during the war, he took part in the war from the side of the Kauravas, which were the wrong, which were the unrighteous portion of it. Why? Because his son, or Duryodhana, made his son Ashwathama his best friend. That was Duryodhana's knack. Anybody who comes under his circle of influence, they are trapped. So Duryodhana knew that if I wanted this father, the teacher Drona, on my side, I have to make his son my best friend, and he did that. Drona, because his son was there, he fought. So everything was his personal angle. And yet we have a Dronacharya award for the best teacher award. Whoever did this have not thought about it. So it's a ulta thinking, viparita thinking. One man went to the temple, he did Jai Jai, Lord Venkateshwara or whatever, he came out, and every day he used to go for satsang. One night, that person was completely drunk, walking on the rain. So the pujari saw that man and said, what are you doing? You are religiously coming to the satsang, you are attending, and here you are sozzled up completely, running around like a drunken elephant. What are you doing, man? So the person said, Pujari ji, I know you are only taking the satsang. I heard you, you talk very nicely. Yes, yes, beta, but what I am saying, wait. You told 2 weeks back that if I should not drink, the statement you made is, I should not drink or I will go to hell. He said, yes, beta. I said that if you drink, you go to hell. Have you completely implemented whatever you have taught till now? So the person said, no, I have not completely implemented, but it is a process. I do it religiously as much as I can. Exactly, I am also doing the same thing, sir. You said you drink and you will go to hell. Yes. So I can't implement the whole statement. So the first half I am implementing. You drink, I am drinking. Next half, when I have an intellect, I will implement that. This is the half of portion. Pretending to. So avidya is all these three combined: ignorance, vis-a-vis a person who is living. A person who is living knows exactly what to do, how to go about it. Each and every aspect of his life is clear. The conviction is clear, absolutely clear of what needs to be done and what need not be done. I'll give you this example which I heard very recently. It's a beautiful example. There was this singer who brought in what we call in English rap, I don't know what is this music, he called it the reggae tune, the reggae tune. And the pioneer of that reggae tune is considered to be a person called Bob Marley. He's a very famous personality. So I used to see people wearing t-shirts with his photograph on top. And very recently I came to know his one quotation. He was supposed to, he in fact believed that racism and casteism and hatred can be got rid of if there is an injection of music and love in everybody's life. See, it's a very simple process. So if there is music in everybody's life, if there is a little bit of love in everybody's life, hatred doesn't have chance. Have you noticed a person can only sing good songs when he or she is happy? Vice versa is also true. When they are sad, they can sing some old sad songs, but usually when you want to sing happy songs, you have to be in a happy mood. I have yet to see a person who dances when the situation is very bad. It's not possible. You can only dance when you are happy. A peacock will never dance when it is sad. It will just stay there. So we are into a position where we are supposed to dance. So injection of love and injection of music, this is what he genuinely thought, Bob Marley. And there was his peace concert somewhere, and 2 days before that he got shot. He actually got shot, not fatally, but he got shot. And he somehow managed to get up on his feet, and 2 days afterwards, after being shot, he performed on the stage for everybody. Somebody asked him, why did you do it? You could just take rest. And he made this beautiful point. He said, the wrong people who did this to me are not resting. How can I? It's beautiful. People who are doing wrong, are they resting? They are constantly scheming, planning and programming how to destroy either an individual or a house or a society or a country. Constant planning. When they are not tired and they don't stop, how can good people stop? The problem with good people is they are still existing in that first level only. Selfishly, on me and my life, it really doesn't matter. It's not our life, no. Some country is fighting some war in some place in geographical territory. What has that got to do with my food and my drink and my tea biscuits? Nothing. आग अपने घर पे तो लगी नहीं है ना. It's not that the fire has come to my place. It's I'm perfectly all right. Such a person never understands what it is to live. A self-realized person understands. So this is just one example of Bob Marley. When wrong things are going on continuously and they are not resting, why should good people rest? Why can't they be proactive and spread this kind of thought patterns and knowledge to everybody around? Whoever comes in your fold, everybody should be knowing about what you are doing. Please don't become like agents. There are some car agents and LIC agents and all in different companies where they run behind the person saying you have to take. Don't get into that. But understand that the more we spread this knowledge, better will the society be. Good things should move forward faster than wrong things in WhatsApp and everything. Individualistic, this is what a Brahmin does, this is what a Shudra does, this is what upper caste does, this is how my temples are, this is how my churches are, this is my granthas. Focus is only me and me. A really knowledgeable person doesn't go through that. And when he doesn't go through that, the perfect person, he is not bound by any karmas. Last class I remember we stopped at what are these karmas. We'll continue now. Karma. Thus, if asked how many types of actions are there? There are 3 kinds of action. Aagami, Sancita, Prarabdha. If asked. So the first and the foremost lesson in the scriptures is don't shoot off your mouth to all and sundry and keep on giving the so-called pearls of wisdom, knowledge to everybody who is not asking for it. Quite a lot of people are happy living their own lives in whatever way they are living. So when they are agitated and stressed over some difficult situation by some person, they don't want a solution. They don't want a solution where I say this is what you do and you will get out of it. They just want a hand over their head or shoulders and say, and you have to say, everything will become all right. God will see to it, don't worry. And they are happy with that. They don't ask further, what is God? It's just an emotional solace. Just an emotional. Therefore, don't advise anybody. Don't shoot off your mouth saying, as soon as somebody says, I'm very disturbed, I don't know what to do. Okay, sit down. Om Sahana Bhavatu. Don't start the lecture. Krishna never gave this subject of philosophy to Arjuna during his playtime with Arjuna and the Pandavas. He gave it to Arjuna when literally Arjuna was 70. Krishna was 80 during the war of the Mahabharata, so they say. So I agree to that. They were quite old, they had the children and probably grandchildren fighting the war. And till that time, Arjuna did not know the qualification and the quality of who this guy is until Krishna opened his mouth to deliver the sermon of the Bhagavad Gita. The attitude was a philosopher never philosophizes until the subject of philosophy is needed. And they won't even pretend. There won't be even pretend saying that I am very knowledgeable, you people are ignorant. That will never be the attitude. The attitude will be, we are all the same. There is no difference. Okay, I know a little bit in this subject more than you. In the other subject, perhaps you are much better than me. And leave it at that. So such a person. There are three kinds of action. Aagami, Sancita and Prarabdha. These are the three kinds of action. Aagami, Sancita and Prarabdha. Can't explain this anymore because they are explaining. The textbook is explaining further. Okay. So only in this verse it is if asked. Not many people ask. Only when asked you give further knowledge to anybody. Aagami Karma. These are all technical. I'll explain to you eventually. Aagami Karma is what? The result of actions, punya or papa, performed by the realized one after attaining the supreme knowledge is known as Aagami. The result of actions, punya and papa, by a realized person. So a realized person is acting in the world. Jivan Mukta. We did this in the previous classes. Who is a Jivan Mukta? Jivan Mukta is a person who's exhausted all his desires and vasanas. When we use the term exhausted all the desires and vasanas, the focus is the transformation of vasanas has been taken place. So whenever Vedanta says the vasanas have been exhausted, all the desires have been exhausted. Desires is a form of energy. Vasanas is a form of energy. And energy cannot and will not be destroyed. What energy can do is it will only change forms. So from a particular level of inferior energy, it will move towards the subtler realms of energy. That's all. So in this, the result performed by the realized one, when that realized person who's understood what is self, what is he or her, and their own identification with the supreme reality is perfect, they exactly know what to work. and every activity after attaining the supreme knowledge, known as any result of action, good action or bad action, done by a realized person, it will have its effect. Therefore, the talk is punya or papa. Whatever actions a realized person does, he reaps the benefits or gets punished for the benefits thereof, says the verse. When the energy is transferred into wrong energy into right energy, any action for that matter, then the transference is complete. When I say I want to do this, then the desire is categorized as selfish desire. This is what I want to do. Why? Because I need to make money, because I need to be famous. Everything is me, mine and I. This is a selfish person. The more a person thinks about himself and herself, and the center of focus is always his particular life, the more he or she is agitated. This need not be studied. This need to be seen around. The more a person keeps on saying I, me and mine, you see objectively, the more he or she is agitated. And then you view yourself also, how many times in a day we are focusing on only my life, as if the whole world moves around me, orbits around me. Selfish life. Such a person who is constantly agitated, stressed and strained, education of this kind gives them a gateway to say, listen, stop thinking about yourself. There are a lot of things which are going wrong at present in the society. Major things. Lot of people don't have anything to eat. Lot of people don't have any relationships. They are dying alone, literally, in a hospital with not a single person talking to them. They are going through hell. They don't know how to get out. Poor people. Rather than focusing on yourself, why can't 10% of your time you can focus on somebody else who is not belonging to this inner circle of I, me and mine? Just put your time in something else where you are trying to contribute something in the society for somebody else who doesn't belong to me. Just a feeling of trying to contribute in whatever way you can. Once this thought comes, then they say the second quality you understood is becoming unselfish in life. Now you become unselfish. And when I am selfish, I am always agitated, 100%. When I have become unselfish, when I educate two other people, when there is this person who was one of my friends, and he didn't have a job, so he joined what we called a troll army, where one particular party, when somebody is giving a comment on the WhatsApp or whatever be the social media and say that this is what is happening in our country and it is wrong, then that person's job is to put that person down and give literally bad words on the social media, make him or her shut up by getting personal with them, and they say all sorts of wrong things. Okay, and this guy actually used to get 40 to 50 rupees per message. That is the reason Bob Marley's quotation is very important. These people are not resting. People who are doing wrong is not resting. Why can't people who are doing right not talk about it? You're doing something good, talk it out. So you talk, you educate two other children, two other people, it spreads. And whatever you are educating for the betterment of that person, it is not that you get something out of it. Unselfish activities, when you are going through, selfish people will not understand it. Imagine you are going to a place, where you are voluntarily teaching children, and you catch a rickshaw or take your own car and go and teach them once a week something, and there are 150 children. You educate them in whether it's English or mathematics or physics or Vedanta or whatever it is, and after 1 hour you come back, and your husband and or wife, they will tell you that every week I am seeing you are taking the car or the rickshaw and going all the way there and teaching this 100. What do you get? Are they giving you any money? No. Are they giving you any breakfast? No. Then why are you wasting time? They cannot understand what you are getting out of it. It's impossible. Until you do it for your children, that they understand. Apana bachcha to apana bachcha hai. They understand that, but they can't go beyond that. This is unselfish. Only an unselfish person understands the impact of what he or she is doing outside, because that comes back to his or her personality as peace of mind. They are more peaceful. They look up, and whenever tension comes into their life, when agitation comes in their life, when difficult situations come in their life, they shrug the shoulders and says, this is okay, I am going through this, but my God, there are others and they are in a really bad shape. I should go and try to do something there. The happiness gained of that unselfish behavior teaches a selfish person that, okay, this is the way to become happy. Not to think about myself, not to think about what is happening in my family, but what can I contribute to somebody else. When this methodology is understood by this person, he goes one step further and he becomes selfless. When we use the term selfless, means there is no ego to determine I am doing it. The thought of I am doing this particular activity is replaced by this needs to be done. The idea should win. Small people talk of little people. Mediocre people talk of events and things happening, the current affairs. Great people talk of ideas and ideologies. Ideas will continue to live, foster, grow. Others, people, individuals will go. So these people, when they have realized something, then by default they will do only good. So from the past actions of a realized person, it can be, must have done something wrong, God knows, punya and papa both will come. If it comes, any action I do, it comes from the future, something is there, it will come. Any action will have its benefits as well as its punishments. Same thing, Aagami, it is coming. The result of actions, punya or papa, performed by the realized one after attaining the supreme knowledge is known as Aagami. Okay. Second, Sancita Karma. What is Sancita Karma? The accumulated results of past actions, which is in a seed form for further endless births in the future, is called Sancita. Concept. What is the concept? Past life. How did this personality come up? Naturally, there has to be some connection, so it is from past life. There is a bank of vasanas. This is the theory. I'll explain to you after all the three. After the Prarabdha, I'll explain to you what it means. There is a bank of vasanas. Vasanas are the essence of personality, the seed of the personality. It's a huge bank. Lakhs and crores of rupees of vasanas there in that bank, in the universe it is there. And out of that whole bank, that collection of vasanas, some vasanas need an immediate fructification, an immediate expression to express itself. All the vasanas are clamoring, I want to get out, I want to get out, come on, I want to manifestation, I want to manifestation. Out of that, some vasanas have manifested. That manifested vasana will come, but the other bank, unmanifested bank, which is there a lot, is called Sancita. Sancita is the whole collection of vasanas. That vasana, so this body, this mind, this intellect, this desire is living in the world. After this, next lot will come. After this, next lot will come. It is written here, Aneka Janma, endless birth. Endless. So when will it end? Why should Tattva-Bodhah and Shankara be lying? It's written endless. When will it end? It will never end. So, sir, birth, the Sancita Vasana will never end. Will never end. Endless birth. That bank is called Sancita. One after another, birth will take place. Birth, growth, disease, decay, death. The 5 metamorphic changes. But the whole bank is called Sancita. Next verse. Prarabdha Vasana. After Prarabdha Vasana, I will explain to you all the 3 in a proper way. Okay. If asked thus, again the same. If asked only, then open your mouth. Don't cast pearls before swines, lest they trample all over them and then turn back and rend you to pieces, says Jesus Christ. Never give knowledge to people who don't deserve it. They will throw it back at your face. See, if you do good, this is going to happen. One person, while exercising, died. The moral of the story, if you exercise, you will die. This is tamasic buddhi. One person very close to me, he expired, very good friend of mine, out of obesity. He was quite obese. So I used to encourage him personally, saying that why don't you go for a run or a walk, or get back into shape for yourself, not for anybody else. So he mentioned, Arya, whenever you look at me, you are body shaming. I said, I'm not body shaming. I don't have a problem. I don't have a problem with it. But you are going to land up in trouble, because there is a level of stress your heart can take, your body can take. So if it goes over and above that, you will be in trouble. So don't think from the point of your body shaming. I'm just telling you to be healthy, that's all. Did not listen. And 2 years back he expired, same age of mine perhaps. So when I went there were a lot of my old friends. This is my friendship before I took up Vedanta. So all of them were standing and I'm standing there, and there are other friends also who were quite obese, and they were also standing there. So I was telling them, and when they said about, poor guy, he was good and he was great and he had a good family, and look, he died. I was telling him that if only he could have contributed a little bit of time for exercises. I read it behind a BST bus in Mumbai. The heart telling the person, the heart is saying, I pump literally 8,000 liters of blood in your body for a lifetime. Can't you pump in a little bit of iron to keep me fit? So this quotation, so I was telling that if a little bit of exercise, immediately the other person who is equally obese at that time, he is saying that nahi, aisa nahi hai. See, when death wants to come, it can come anytime. You know what happened? Once a husband and wife, they were both of them were working together in the gym. One was on the stepper, the other was on a treadmill. And the man who was on the treadmill, while exercising, extremely fit and always good eating, always juices and vegetables, and he used to not have tea, coffee, none of the wrong things. He was very good, no alcohol, no smoke. While running on the treadmill, he fell down and died here. He died, Moral of the story, don't exercise. And that person is obese, that person is the next to go. Again, a good friend of mine. So, every time the thought is, what is going to happen? What is going to happen? Sancita, Aneka Janma is there. So, disease is there, growth is there, disease, decay is there, and death is there. This is Sancita. Prarabdha, if anyone is asking, only then, otherwise keep quiet. What is Prarabdha Karma? Having created this body, actions performed through it results in joy and sorrow in this world. They are called Prarabdha Karma. Now underline this if you can. And can be exhausted only by experiencing them. one line is so Prarabdha Karma is created body, actions performed through it will result in good and bad actions, sorrow in the world. They are called only exhausted by experience. So Prarabdha Karma is physical body is present. Because physical body is present, some expressions have to be there. Of the physical body, hair growth, I don't have to do anything about it. Natural. Nail growth, I don't have to do anything. Natural. My pores, dead cells of my skin, I don't have to do anything. It's naturally expelled. New skins are born. New cells throw the old cells away. It's natural. So it has to go through experience. Whatever is going on, it has to go through it. Now this is used by a lot of people, in fact a whole industry, by saying that we can remove that experience. We have the power, we are the Brahmins so called, and we know how to remove. And to put a fear in others that you don't have control in this, okay? We have the people who are in control. So wherever there is a death in any family, I've seen personally 3-4 deaths. I've been to that family and the family has told me what they have said. Immediately these few guys will come, the so-called Brahmins, not everybody, but certain industries has been flourishing, where they say the person who's dead is not dying at the right time. If only he had died probably 2 hours afterwards, then it would have been different. He would have gone to heaven. But now, since he not died at that time, his soul is still lurking. Therefore, don't worry, I have a solution. You know all this. We'll do a puja. I'll write down all the samagris, you get that, and we'll do a puja. Mind is already distressed when somebody is dead. My own relationship is dead. At that time, if somebody says, nobody is thinking that how do you know the soul is lingering here? How come? Because I heard that it goes away. It moves away from one personality to the next body created, it moves away. How come it is? How do you know this? Nobody is asking the question because everybody is feared. Even people who have studied Vedanta, who have understood what is birth, death, they also think, but it's a grey area, na? What if I don't know? Because lot of books it's written, there is heaven, there is first heaven, there is second heaven. So there is a whole plethora of people taking advantage of. When things go wrong in my life, there are ignorant people, and ignorant people, I am putting it very decently, who say the house energy is bad. Therefore, this is happening. Otherwise my health was all right. Otherwise business was all right. But the house energy is bad. When things go wrong for a little while, you go to a Pandit, especially these business people who see the hand and the stars and I don't know what all. They say that Sade Sati chal rahi hai. Sade Sati means 7.5 years. It's going to be bad time. But don't worry, we will remove the bad time. How? Some puja. Some puja. You give us the money, you do the samagri, and we'll see to it. And when my mind believes that, and because of the belief and the consequent peace and happiness of the mind after the puja, I feel all right. The puja did not do it all right. It is the peace and quietness of the mind that satiated my personality, and now things are all right. The more we depend on external factors and situations for an individual's happiness, the more dependent I am on the world. The more dependent I am on the world, the more agitated I am with the world, because the world will never be able to cater to me constantly. So this line of you have to experience them, they every time say, especially in Hindi, क्या करे ये तो प्रारब्ध में लिखा है. How do you know? How do you know? We don't know. Remember, as it is written, when a self-realized person does an action, the actions are bifurcated into Sancita, the bank of vasanas, Prarabdha, what I am going through now, and Aagami. Not very complicated. Now I will explain to you in a very, very easy way. This is a technical term, so you may find it, oh my God, Prarabdha, Sancita, Aagami, nothing. Sancita is my past. Aagami, that which is going to come, is my future. And Prarabdha, whatever I am going through now, is my present. Past, beginningless, endless births. So how many births you have? I don't know, endless birth. And there are many people who go into past life and learn what they have to do in this life. There are institutions. While there's a lady who was looking for something under street light, she was looking at something. So somebody came and said, Maji, kuch kho gaya? Did something get lost? She's saying, yeah, I lost my earring. I am looking for it. I can't find it where it is. They said, okay, Maji, but even I am looking, and that man is also looking. I can also not find it. Where did you lose it last? He says, there near my house. As soon as I came out, I lost there. So, you lost your earring there, like literally 100-200 meters away. Yes, I lost it there. You can't hear a word. I thought only I had the problem of hearing. You can't hear. I lost it there. Maji, when you lost it there, why are you looking here? Are because here there is light. Here there is light, therefore I am looking here. Problem is in the present. And the solution is given that in the past this happened. Therefore, people go into the past and there they image or imagine something, rectify the situation, and they think the present will be better. And how much past you can go? Endless. It's your mind that creates the image. When you sit in a barber's chair or a saloon, hair cutting saloon or something, which has mirror in front and mirror behind, how many images can you see? Infinite images. You will not know what is forward, what is backward. So Sanchita, all that past karma, For individuals like us who are not yet realized, we don't need to think about that whole bank account. Remove it from the head. All we have to do is current affairs or karma. So forget about what is there in the past. Nobody knows. In the past, after this class, I may be doing something wrongful activity, or I can become a better person. We don't know what is the past, how is going to affect, we have no idea. What is there written in my takdir, we have no idea. So intelligent people don't go to soothsayers, astrologers and talk about what is happening in my Janam Patri. Past life, this life, what is happening 2 days. Somebody asked me, sir, if you can just add an E in your name, you will become very famous. I said, I don't want to be famous. Don't want to be. If you do this, I can't pronounce people's name now. When they give me a name, I can't pronounce names. It's ridiculous. Karan, some boy, if I give a name Karan, it has to be Karan. The spelling is K-A-A-R-A-A-N-N. Karan. Why? Because numerologically it has to be correct. We are aligning ourselves to insentient things around. Buddha says this beautifully, repeated by the great master Swami Ramatirtha. He says, if the stars and planets has anything to do with my life will not be worth 2 cents. This is usually a job and a profession, and people of weak mind go to such activities. Therefore, when such a thing becomes prominent in your mind, maybe next class I will read this to you, or I'll pass you in WhatsApp, just go through that. When such a thing becomes prominent in your mind, the thing you should do, 3 things you should do is take good food, see a physician and rest. Don't spread this disease of dependency on any external factors, because the whole spirituality of Vedanta, the Shastras, the Bhagavad Gita, Ramayana hinges on this one factor of being completely independent from any external situations and problems. Independent of it, and then you function it. So when this word comes of experience, Sancita, the background is there, all the past. I don't know all the past. I know one thing, if I had a good cup of tea or coffee or juice or whatever in the morning, eating lightly, the lecture can be better, and there I can listen to the lecture better. So all those things are there. After that, one by one, I don't go 2 days back, what happened. Krishna, actually in Sanskrit there is a word called apohanam. There is a curtain put in my memory, don't cross this curtain. Why does not many people remember past life? Because you are not supposed to. Live in the present. I have given you situations and circumstances where you are supposed to live in the present. Focus on that. So Sanchita, I am not thinking about it. Prarabdha, I am thinking about it. This has to go through experience. Whatever goes through the experience with the physical body, it will go through. What is the result that is going to come? When the desires are there in my head, I want to do this. My desires are different from other people's desires. Their view of the world is different from my view of the world. So I function on those desires, those vasanas, and live in the world. I give each and every desire, each and every vasana of mine a tinge of selflessness, no ego. Action remains the same. Only thing is, there is no arrogatory power saying, I am the doer, I am doing it. So when that kind of an activity goes on, the future takes care of itself. The result will come. When good things you are doing and good things you are thinking, can bad results come? Many people say, sir, when we are good, no, many times bad result come. It will not come. You keep on doing good. Good results will only come. You should have faith in that. Conviction and faith in something good is important. So from a higher point of view, Agami, future actions that come, every action will have some result, good or bad. But when you are doing selfless activities, most of the time it will be good result only. Bad result cannot come because there is no arrogance and no ego. Present, whatever is happening with my physical body, let it happen. I will repair it if it is wrong, but I will not sit and cry over so and so things happen. Every time rectification for the better process. Past, I am not thinking about it. I may be good, I may be bad, I have done wrong things, people have done wrong thing to me. I have blacked that out. That's really not important in my life. Some memories which can give me power to live in the present, which motivates me toward the future, I can go through it. Otherwise, past is out. Not sitting and crying over something which has happened eons ago. When a person functions like this and not bothered about other people making a shop of my life, use your head, use your logic, then such a person who is a realized person understands these three things are always been there, past, present and future. ये तो action चलता रहेगा. How to tackle the life when it presents in its full, we'll look at it next class. Thank you. Hari Om Tat Sat.